Yes, man. Good morning. Good morning to everyone, man. Listen, I hope you're all good. Hold tight, the 3 point collectors in the Champions League. Hold tight, everybody who's actually in the Champions League for this season. It was an interesting match week, man. It was an interesting match week. Big up to everybody watching this, whether you're live, replay, whatever the weather. Obviously, we're here for the Champions League match week roundup for match day 3, man. Yeah, like I said, there was a few matches that I saw, not even results wise, should I say. It was more about the fixture list in terms of some of the games that I was kind of intrigued. Obviously, I would say the biggest one being the Arsenal versus Atletico Madrid. I don't think that disappointed. Newcastle Benfica, I was actually intrigued with that one. Newcastle look like they're doing pretty well in the Champions League, obviously, so far. Who else was on the list that I was intrigued about? Sporting versus Marseille. We'll obviously talk about them. Leverkusen versus PSG, and I'm not obviously just talking about the result. Of course, that ended, a bit in tears for Leverkusen. We'll talk about that in a moment. Yeah, I think that's about it. You know what? Actually, I was intrigued about the Athletic Bilbao and Karabakh. I was saying it to my boy. Actually, I was like, you know what? I want to see what Karabakh are kind of on, because at that moment in time, obviously we'll talk about that game, but they were 2 for 2 in the Champions League. You know what I mean? Beating Benfica away as well. And I thought, all right, you know what? I just want to see what this team is about. Like, I really want to know, like, are this team, do you know what I mean, as good as they are showing, thus far. Big up Morris, man. Good morning to you. So yeah, there was a couple of games, and obviously, I'm just talking before the games obviously kicked off. Then, of course, there were the results and everything. So yeah, it was an interesting match week. It was an interesting match week. Like I said, man, hold tight, the 3 point collectors in the building. But I said, you know what, we have to start off with PSG, man. We have to. We have to, man. I don't know if anybody caught this game, but honestly, like, it's all mad. It's all mad. It's crazy. Like, they both teams went down to 10 men, by the way, Leverkusen and PSG. Um, when I say a team is playing in second, third, fourth gear, actually, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. Because when you're in, by the time you're when I thought about this the other day, right? And bigger LFC, PSG 05, Liverpool and PSG both winning. Good week. Yeah, come on, man. Come on. Um, when I thought about this the other day, I was like, when you're talking about obviously driving a car in it, really, it's like when you're in the first gear. When you're in first gear, that's when you're really like almost in neutral. Like, I'm doing the 20 miles per hour speed limit and all that kind of rubbish, right? They were in neutral. I promise you, I didn't even think PSG even went there to actually try. It almost felt, obviously I don't know, but it almost felt like Enrique just kind of said, "Listen, guys, just do your thing. Just like, we're not today. We're gonna try something different. We're just gonna kind of see what it looks like when there's not much kind of going on in terms of tactically, and having to worry about, the Leverkusen of like 2 seasons ago, where they were on this crazy unbeaten run. And but nah, it just seemed like, nah, just go out, just really just do your thing, see how it kind of goes. Obviously, if things get a bit peaked, then yeah, obviously I'll intervene. But until then, I don't really need to. PSG to me right now, anyway, alongside Arsenal, I would probably say Real Madrid as well. Those are the 3 teams I'm looking at, and I'm just like, yo. Of course, we don't know what's going to happen in the future. I don't know how that's going to obviously pan out for any of the teams, but yeah, it was the goals, like Kvaratskhelia goal. It was mad. Like, that wasn't a normal, like, he hit both posts. And even the celebration, I liked it. Do you know what I mean? He was like, yeah. Whatever that celebration was, I said, yeah. This is why I fucks with PSG. I said, this is why I fucks with PSG, man. They're just such a cool team. They're just like, it's one of those. It's like, they're such a cool team to just kind of watch and stuff like that. They got brilliant players. I mean, Dembele off the bench, like bro, it's just all mad. It's really, really all mad. And listen, testament to them. But One thing I was thinking about, obviously, we can praise PSG, all day long. And as you say, LFC is saying we scored 7, but we didn't get out third gear. It was a clinical, but bro, it was just clinical, bro. It was just honestly clinical. But I'll be honest, you see Bayern Leverkusen, yeah, man, there's something about them. There's something about them. I don't know. Obviously, listen, you got in Ten Hag, which might have not been the best of appointments. But fair enough, cool. You got in Ten Hag, you sacked him, obviously got new manager in. I'll be honest, like ever since and listen, no one, well, no one I know anyway, no one I speak to is really expecting you to continue in the same kind of vein that you was in, obviously, after that unbeaten season. I didn't expect you to go 2 years unbeaten in the Bundesliga. I always kind of had a feeling, yeah, Bayern Munich will definitely come back. They can't go 2 years without, winning that league. But just in a general sense, he still kept them respectable, Jabi Alonso last season, right? And obviously they still had Florian Wirtz, still had Frimpong, Boniface was obviously doing his thing, shtick, Grimaldo, all these kind of guys, right? So they were doing their thing, and they were still like, oh, okay, now this is still a very good team. This is still a very good team, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, like I said, they don't have some of these players now. They don't have Jabi Alonso either. So there's going to be a natural kind of fall off. And this isn't like, you're not in the same position as, say, like a Liverpool, for example, whereby, yeah, it's kind of calm if we don't have X and YZ players because, yeah, we can just kind of mosey on and, do our thing. And nah, it's not really like that, unfortunately, for Bayern Leverkusen. They're going to need to get in the likes of like the Kwanzas who, yeah, not really all that, to be honest with you, not really someone who's going to elevate your kind of game or your kind of football, and various little other players that I say little, but that sounds disrespectful, but various other players that they've obviously signed. Yeah, all of that stuff. I'm like, yeah, it's understandable. I do get it. I'm not here to get onto you, but I'll be so real. They just look, yeah, like I said, it's something about them. They just look a bit off. Like to me, anyway, they just look a little bit off. And yeah, man, it's one of those, isn't it? Like I was hoping that they were going to kind of continue. I'll be real. I really, really was hoping that, they're going to be able to, they're going to do their thing and they're going to do this, they're going to do that. But they're not really doing that. I mean, not really doing that. So yeah, but listen, look, PSG, one of the best teams in Europe, probably the best, really and truly, if you think about it. I mean, just won the Champions League last season. Was it quadruple? I think it was a quadruple. I might be wrong. Could have been a treble. But yeah, they were just excellent. They were just excellent, man. So listen, man, big up to them. Big up Christian in the building. Bayern Munich can't be ruled out to win it. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll get onto them. We'll get onto them in a moment. But obviously, we've got to talk about my boys, though. We've got to talk about my boys, though. Barca. I see your comment. I see your comment here. I see your comment. Lamine Penal. Yeah, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, man. Listen, look, 6-1 against Olympiacos. This game was funny. Me and my boy were talking about we're catching up in it. We're just talking about this game, and we're talking about obviously the big the big red card decision that was obviously in this game. We was going back and forth about it for a minute because I was trying to get him to understand. So I don't think it was a red card, just to put it out there. I don't think it was a red card offense. Well, it was a yellow card, which obviously led to the red card, second yellow, should I say. I don't think it was a yellow card anyway. Do I think that the Barcelona player, do I think that he over-exaggerated the situation? 100%. I'm not even going to lie. That was one of those ones where whether it was contact or not, obviously I'm not there, so I don't really know. It looked like to me that there was a little bit of contact, but the contact that it looked like it was definitely wasn't enough to warrant the kind of reaction that we got in the end. So yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm not gonna pretend. I'm not gonna do any of that. I didn't think it was a thing, but I was trying to get him to understand that I understood why the referee would have given it to Barcelona anyway. It's just one of those kind of things. Honestly, it was just one of those where I was just like, bro, he's going to give it. You know how it is in the Champions League as well, in terms of some of the decisions that maybe if this was like the Premier League or anything like that, they wouldn't give that. But in these kind of competitions, they will do that. Do you know what I mean? They definitely will. So yeah, it's just one of those. It's just one of those. But yeah, listen, look, 6-1. Big up Ends in the building, man. Hope you're doing well, my broski. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, look, yeah, quality told, really, if I'm being 100% real. Quality told in this game. Yeah, I mean, Rashford's goal, by the way, yo, do you know what I mean? The way he found that corner, I said, okay, I see you, Rashford. I see you, I see you, I see you. For Min, absolutely love for Min, man. I think obviously I saw the obviously there was who was it? I think it was Chelsea in the summer. They looked like they might have been trying to sign him and all of that kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, you can potentially try and sign someone like him. I don't really want to see Firmin go. I think Firmin is an absolutely brilliant player. Obviously, we know with Danny Olmo and his injury kind of record, he can't always stay consistent because of that. And then he can't, obviously he's not staying fit and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, as I'll be real, as Enzo's saying, bro, Rashford, for me, Rashford is he's moving warm. He's definitely moving warm, 100%. Like he has to play. Like now it's one of those, like obviously I know Liverpool fans talk about Chiesa, he's got to play. Bro, Rashford has to play. He's on crazy form right about now. Absolutely crazy form. So yeah, man, big up to him. And like I said, it was one of those. Like the game could have been different. Don't get twisted. When I say different, I still think Barcelona would have won the game. It might have just been a little bit closer in terms of the result. Because obviously once you score threes, fours, fives, after that it starts, you like the team isn't really gonna, you're kind of deflated at this point. You're playing away. You think, obviously injustice, all of these kind of various different things. So yeah, look, it was just one of those kind of games, man. PSG, Bayern, Liverpool, Real Madrid, same night. I'm feasting. Good November the 4th. Can't wait, bro. Oh, yeah, I didn't know that, but we'll get into that. Next up, Real Madrid, man. Real Madrid. I thought this game was kind of boring. I'll be so real. I thought it was kind of boring. But Madrid, Jude Bellingham, again. I say again, but Jude Bellingham coming up clutch for them. Juve had a few chances, like a few opportunities. Let me take that back. They had the Vlahovic. I think it was like a breakaway. I want to say. I think it was a breakaway. Obviously, he didn't score. They had like a few moments. Let me not say chances. That's probably the wrong word I'm using. They had a few moments within the game where I was like, oh, okay. But Juve are shit, bro. Juve are so. I said it last season. And people are like, nah, but Juve. No, I think Juve are rubbish. I think Juve are so rubbish. Like, bro, I don't think you understand. Like, I do not respect them like that at all. I don't rate them at all. Now, it might be being a bit harsh. I get that, but they are not a top team by any stretch of the imagination. I'm sorry. They're really, really not. Everything they do, how they do it, I'm just like, yeah, you've fallen off so badly that I'm now just looking at you and I'm just like, I'm starting to just feel a bit sorry for you. I'm just like, bro, this Juve? Like this is nah. I can't really deal with them like that. But listen, Roma just still had to go, obviously at home, still had to get the victory, keep the kind of pressure up, obviously in the table and stuff like that. So yeah, man. Real Madrid are still nowhere near UCL winners. That Juventus, you know what's the thing about Real Madrid? I always say this every single year when it comes to the Champions League. There's only one team that I say I'd rather not speak on them, and that's Real Madrid. I don't care what form they're in. I don't care how they're doing in La Liga. I don't care about any of that. They're the only team in world football that you cannot predict what is going to happen because they will go and do a three-peat. How about that? That's what they'll go and do. Won't win La Liga, but they'll do a three-peat. They'll just smash it in the Champions League. Where you think they'll lose a game, I remember Atletico Madrid when they got to the final against them a few seasons back. I thought Atletico could actually win it because Atletico were in a good moment. Guess what? It doesn't happen like that because Real Madrid are Real Madrid. They are the biggest and best club side in world football for a reason, people. They will just pluck it out of nowhere. Now, that's not to say, of course, like a PSG or someone like Bayern Munich or whoever can't just come in there and, do their thing. I'm not saying that anybody can obviously come in. We've seen so many different types of teams obviously winning, the Champions League. So it's not to say that, a team couldn't go out there and do so. But, when it's Real Madrid, though, yeah, it's a bit different. It's a bit different. It's been mad to see the downfall of Juve. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Obviously, I don't know the ins and outs too tough with Juventus. I don't know what's gone on really behind the scenes. Let's put it this way. They were able to, well, they're not able, but they sold Chiesa to Liverpool for like 12 mil. That was when they had Thiago Motta last season, who, it just wasn't working with him. Fair enough. But when it comes to just them as a football club, You know, like Juve were Juve. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't do Del Piero, Trezeguet's, and Chiellini's, Bonucci's, and Pogba, Vidal, Pirlo, Tevez, Evra. You know what I'm saying? That's the team that I remember. Now, I'm not saying that you've even got to be back at that level. Bro, you can't be slumping to the way that you're slumping now, though. You get what I'm saying? Like, it can't be this bad where we're like, yeah, they're not really it. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. This UCL season is no walk. Everyone's so strong. Yeah. One thing I will say about the Champions League this season, I do agree with you, by the way. There are like, you know, there's a few good teams in and around Europe, but I also think as well with the Champions League, everyone's kind of sussed it. I'll be honest with you. I feel like everyone's kind of sussed. Obviously, last season was the maiden season, like was the maiden kind of year, or in terms of it was the first time we've been in this kind of league phase. We don't know how it all works and all this kind of stuff. But now that everyone kind of knows how it works and how it goes, I feel like everyone's sussed it. So we're not really seeing strong teams all the time in every game. Like, you know, like before, usually the first 4 group games, when we used to have 6, the first 4 group games, brother, your manager's playing the strongest team. He knows I have to try and win all of those 4 games to kind of guarantee myself getting through to the next round, right? Yeah, now it's not really like that. Now you obviously got 8 games. You're kind of like, really, I could lose 4 games and win 4 games. And really and truly, as long as if I can win all my home games, and even if I lose all my away games, I've still got a chance of qualifying for the next round anyway. Remember, was it 24 teams? So we'll look at the table in a moment. There's about 24 teams in there. So yeah, and obviously you got the top 8 obviously go through to the last 16, I think, and then the last 32, round of 32, whatever you want to call it, playoff rounds, whatever. You've obviously got that. So I feel like a lot of these teams, even smaller teams, from some of the smaller nations and stuff like that, even they're sitting there thinking, yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, 100% Christian. You can lose more and still qualify. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not even a case of, yeah, I need to make sure I win my first 5 games. Like, and if I don't, then it's a bit, nah, you don't really need to. I'll be real. Like, and that's why for me, some of the games I'm just like, yeah, like, I don't know, it's a bit, whatever kind of thing. Man City resting players, even, but yeah, man, everyone's doing it. Everyone, but Dembele was on a bench when these lot slapped Leverkusen. So, yeah, I don't think people are taking it that seriously. I'll be honest. Me personally, again, I'm not here to say yeah, but to me, from what I'm seeing, it don't really feel like everyone's really taking it that serious. But yeah, come on, Islam. I say they always, yeah, come on, man. Good morning to you, Akeem, man. Hope you're doing well, my bro. Hope you're doing well. It's man, because it's only 2 extra. It's only 2, but it's making a difference in the mentality. Teams, managers are now, and also remember, teams are also looking at it thinking, it's not like before. Was it like before? Everybody went through to the round of 32 anyway, regardless of whatever. Like, obviously the top 2 obviously go through, but you still go through round of 32, 16, 8, 4s, and then obviously final, whatever. So yeah, I feel like that's how it's kind of just been. Everyone feels like, bro, I got a chance to make it. We saw anyway last season, PSG finishing so low in the table, ended up being the best team in Europe. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. It really, really doesn't matter. Next up, Arsenal. Like I said before, this was one of the games that I kind of looked at and I thought to myself, you know what? If Arsenal can get a victory here, it's one of those games, and we're talking before the game, it's one of those games that if I see a statement victory, cool. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, I've been getting on to Arsenal fans for a minute because I still think that you lot talk too much for a team that haven't really done much. I'm not even saying don't talk at all, but the way, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being paid. Do you get what I'm saying? But I feel like the way that Arsenal fans speak, you would have thought that they were a team who have been notoriously winning. Like, if they had been, and maybe they had like a couple of seasons where they weren't winning, and then obviously now they're doing what they're doing this season, then I would hear it. I'll be like, nah, but they deserve to speak like that. You know, when you haven't won for God knows, and you haven't won anything for time. So then I'm kind of like, bro, know your place. Like, you need to understand, until you get to the big boy table, then let's start having those conversations. Then let's start speaking like you're one of the big boys. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can sit with the big boys and stuff like that. Right now, you can't really do that. But after the game, yeah, Arsenal they're a problem. They're a problem. They are a massive, massive, massive problem. Massive problem. Brilliant team, fantastic squad, brilliant players. Manager, excellent. Got the team playing. Some people think it's boring. I can hear that. I'm not even going to sit here and disagree if you think it's boring, like Fairs. But he's just got them so efficient. Now, I don't want to, I say I don't want to put pressure. I could really care less about their pressure. I hope they crumble like there's like an apple crumble boy. But when I watch them, they remind me of, now, of course, you need to do something with that. They remind me of Liverpool 18-19. You play against them, now it's long for you. I like Atletico Madrid had a couple chances, don't get twisted. Alvarez hitting the post. I can't remember who it was as well hitting the post. No, when Raya was messing around, wanted to play outfield for a second, and then they obviously almost scored from that. But it was, moments, just kind of like a moment. But when I'm watching them, they definitely remind me of Liverpool 18-19. And you guys already know, I've said that is the best Liverpool I have ever seen in my entire life. Best Liverpool I've ever seen. That Liverpool season anyway was the best I've ever seen. Yeah, Arsenal are they're just different gravy. Gyökeres obviously getting and you know what? Something as well that I found quite interesting. I was saying to my friend, he's obviously an Arsenal fan, and I was saying to him, you know what I like about this is that Gyökeres went 7 games without a goal. He went 7 games without scoring a goal. Still played every single game. Arteta did not drop him. Still played every single game. Got himself a couple of goals. Stick with it. Stick with what you're trying to do. Identity, as we're always talking about. Identity, style of play. Stick with it, because it's gonna come out for you. You're gonna win more often than you, bro. We're not talking about like small teams. We're talking about Arsenal. They're one of the best teams out there. If you're a big team, trust me, you stick with something, it will work eventually. Oh, in over the course, obviously, of a season, it will probably work. It will most likely work. To be honest with you, you got the right players in the right position. I mean, that defense, it's honestly, they got the best defense. They got the best defense in Europe, in my opinion. Yeah, I'll probably say the best defense in Europe. I can't really think of anybody else who I think is better. Like, I'm struggling to think anyway. Maybe there's others out there. Maybe you guys can tell me in the chat. Maybe someone watching this on the replay. Maybe you can tell me. But for me, I think they've got the best defense. You know what's so mad? I don't even look at their midfield and think, yeah, this midfield is PSG or Barcelona. I don't even think it's that. I think they've got a calm midfield, and I even think their attack is just calm. Their attack is really just Saka. That's the best player, obviously, that they've got in it. Gyökeres he's all right, but he's nothing special. But they got Saka. That's about it. That's the only one I really rate in that front line. Midfield, Zubimendi, Declan Rice, Marino. It's not really, you know what I'm saying? But yo, you see what they're doing over there? It's different. And like I said, that's why I said it reminds me of like Liverpool 18-19. Because when I looked at it on paper, really, the Fabinho's, Gini, you're not really players that I'll look at and think, yeah, this is gonna, look sick or whatever. But you made it work. You made it work. They are a very interesting team, though. That set piece thing they've got on lock, 1,000,000%. Best team in Europe at that. I can tell you that for free. The inverted left back is a problem because it's almost like you can guarantee a goal. Then and they're one of the best teams at controlling games. That's what I like watching Arsenal play. I can't even lie. I like watching them play. Control games for fun. You can see what Mikel Arteta is trying to do. Miles Lewis Skelly. You can see with the invert, like comfy. Just look comfortable doing that. They seem to do that quite a lot, to be fair, on that left-hand side. I'm going to have a little look at Arsenal, actually, in terms of their tactics. I'm proper intrigued to find out, like, why he does what he does, how he does what he does, and stuff like that. But yeah, man, listen, Arsenal on absolute smoke. Another team, Manchester City, who just look like, yeah, we're starting to get back into the groove now. Listen, I think it was Savage. I don't want to put Savage under the bus by accident. I don't want to throw him under the bus, should I say? I can't remember if Savage had Man City to win the league. Again, Savage, if you are watching this, apologies if you didn't say that. I genuinely do apologize, but I feel like you did. And I remember thinking, nah, I don't know about it. Yo, I'm looking at Man City are doing their thing quietly. Haaland, he's being loud about it, but just Man City in general, they're doing things very, very quietly. Villarreal, when I watched this game back, it was just, how can I put it? 2-0 is a dangerous scoreline, as we know, right? In football, we all know that, right? All it takes is the other team score 1 goal. Pepe was trying it as well. There, flash shots here, flash shots there, all of that kind of stuff. They just looked in control, though. It didn't look like there was any panic for Manchester City. It didn't really look like they needed. It almost felt like they didn't need to go up a gear. It was almost like holding, like they were just like, when you when you put your hand like this, yeah, like in front of a child, and they're trying to run, but they can't move because you got your hand like stopping them. Like it almost felt like that against Villarreal, where they were like, you can keep trying, and they might move you back a little bit. You know the ones there, they might move you back a little bit. They might, or you don't even get moved back. You know, you take that kind of step back. You might do that. That's what I felt the game was like, where you might, oh, okay, let me put a bit more strength. Let me just put a bit more strength because he's you know what I mean? Like he's kind of trying it. That's exactly how I felt it was for Manchester City. Haaland is Haaland. I mean, for me, best striker in Europe, better than Kane, better than Mbappe. Love him. Think he's an absolute monster of a player. Yeah, he's just brilliant, man. He's just brilliant. Manchester City, like I said, I don't even think they're even. This is when people say the when we click and stuff like that, they haven't even clicked. But you can see, you could just see it. You could just see it. PSV, Napoli. This one was a surprise. This was a surprise. I said Napoli. I can't lie. As well as obviously actually getting the L, you took an L, and you took a major, major, major L. Very, very disappointing. Very disappointing performance from Napoli. In fact, it was. I don't want to swear because it's so early in the morning. Let me just say it was crap. It was like I don't know how to express how bad that result was for Napoli. You cannot lose 6-2 to PS. Like big up PSV, by the way. Took their chances, good goals, all of that. Yeah. Come on, man. McTominay's on. You don't know about McTominay. Come on, man. McTominay's on smoke. He's on smoke. Don't get it twisted. You know what I mean? He's a bad boy midfielder. Bad boy midfielder. But yeah, you can't lose like that. I'm sorry. That is probably the most embarrassing defeat. Sorry, alongside obviously Leverkusen, those two embarrassing, absolutely embarrassing. You cannot lose 6-2 to PSV. I'm sorry, you cannot. I don't care about anything. I don't care. You can't tell me about injuries. You can't tell me about who you're playing. None of that. Poor Conte. Poor. You need to pattern it up. And recently, Napoli have not looked like they did last season from what I've been watching. I watched a couple of their games in Serie A this season. Nah, it's not it, bro. Conte needs to pattern up. I heard Noel Lang play, obviously, that they've signed. I heard him talking after the game. Like, in terms of, man's not really getting minutes. Conte's not really, I think he said something along the lines of, yeah, I've only spoken to Conte once. Do you know what I mean? He was all talking like not in code, but he was like, he's frustrated with the amount of minutes obviously he's getting and stuff like that. Yeah, I can understand, because it's not like Napoli are purring. This ain't like last season where they got into a groove. And listen, we've still got plenty of the season left, so they can obviously get into that groove. But this was an embarrassing night. I'm sorry. There's nothing you can tell me that's going to scream otherwise. So listen, fantastic for PSV. Brilliant night, brilliant performance. But yeah, Napoli definitely need to fix it up. Is it Napoli versus Frankfurt in the next? Yeah. Expect goals. In fact, anyone who does betting, and I'm not advocating for betting, but if you do, yeah, that's a game that you might want to take a look at. Bayern Munich, man. Now listen. Some of you, I asked a question on Twitter, and maybe some of you in the chat can maybe drop some teams in there. I asked everybody on Twitter to let me know what teams should I be watching. Do you know what I mean? In just around Europe, like, are there any good teams who play good football? You know, got a good style of play and stuff like that. Like, I really want to take a look at them. And quite a few people did say Club Brugge. I think big up Michael Talks. That's my guy right there. He's my go-to. Like, if I don't know something, I'll go on his channel and watch it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, cool. If Michael says whatever, that's where I look at it. And he's spoken about Club Brugge as well. He's spoken about them in glowing terms. Now, obviously, they're playing against Bayern Munich, or one of the best teams this season in Europe. Got probably, arguably, the best attack, or maybe it's joint with like a Barca and PSG, maybe. And even then, I don't know. Like, I think it will just come down to preference. This Bayern Munich team, they've been on a crazy run so far. Absolutely crazy. I think they've won every game. If I'm not mistaken, again, if I'm wrong, please let me know. I think they've won every game. They have been ridiculous. Harry Kane is just, you know, the thing, obviously, I said about Haaland for me, he's the best striker, yeah? And I think out and out striker, for me, it's Haaland anyway. But Kane is doing something different now. Man's dropping into I saw the Dortmund game. Like, I watched that game. That was a good game. Man's playing midfield. He's playing in the 6. I said, what's going on? What, Luis Diaz moving like Luis Diaz, like the way Luis Diaz is moving now, he wasn't moving like this at Liverpool. I don't care what no one says. Big up Jerry. Jerry's my guy. Jerry's the homie. Jerry, he was not moving like this for Liverpool. I promise you, he was not moving like this. Not this consistently. Nowhere near this consistent. I don't know what it is, but Diaz is moving this consistent now. Do you know what I'm saying? He's moving crazy now. He's moving crazy now. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and listen, it's just about environment. It's just about the style of play, as we talk about all the time. It's about what the manager, when every time we see these things, right? And players like a Luis Diaz obviously was at Liverpool, very inconsistent. Obviously, everyone getting onto him, blah blah blah. He obviously comes now to Bayern Munich. Now you're watching Bayern Munich, and you're like, what, Diaz moving like this? He's moving like the way he does for Colombia, effectively. Do you get what I'm saying? He's moving in the same kind of, like, in that kind of, yo, yeah, I'm him kind of thing. Obviously, he's never going to be him, if I'm being honest, just because Harry Kane is still a better player, of course. And, you know, they've got Michael Elise in there as well. But being a part of that collective, it's mad. But maybe as well, what I will give him the benefit of doubt. He's in a team where it's about the collective. Unfortunately, at Liverpool in the attack, obviously last season, it's funny. I was just about to end. Just relax. Just relax, my brother. Just relax. I know where me and we think the same. We think the same. Because what Enz just said was exactly what I was just about to say. At Bayern Munich, you're playing with the collective. In that forward line, as much as Harry Kane is Harry Kane, it's not just about Harry Kane, if that makes sense. Harry Kane is not a selfish player. Like, he's a selfish player in terms of when he gets in on goal, yeah, all of that. But obviously, he's so good, you kind of think, I'll allow you. But he's not selfish in terms of what he brings to the team, and obviously of what thing is asking from him. You see, when I'm watching, obviously, Liverpool, for example, the selfish player in Salah, he's so selfish that it's going to hamper other players. It really is. It's really going to hamper other players. So maybe that's helped with what we're seeing with, you know, Luis Diaz this season. Because to me, I wasn't seeing this Diaz, bro. If I was seeing this Diaz, I would have said, yo, yeah, let's, you know what I'm saying, keep it about Bon Gakpo. We can play Diaz instead. We don't need to have, you know what I'm saying, we can have, you know what I mean, a bit of samba flair. You know what I'm saying? We can have a little dance, a little dance, a little bubble. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, we could do that. But yeah, wasn't really feeling it. But listen, really good performance. Club Brugge, as I said, it was like, if we're coming up against Bayern, once they scored the first goal in like the first few minutes, it just got long after that. They play some really good football, though. I will say that. So I am gonna continue watching Club Brugge. I wasn't judging them by this game, by the way. I would have only have judged them had they like gone out there and won the game or something like that. Then I would have been like, okay, fairs. But I wasn't really judging them in this game, so I'm not gonna, you know, stick it on them for not beating Bayern Munich. I didn't expect you to anyway. Company has allowed him to actually make runs inside and stay back post. Listen, he's just told that forward line, do your thing, man. As long as you help out in defensive situations, and they look good defensively as well. They really, really do look good. They really, really do. So, yeah, man, big up to them. Galatasaray, man. Gala, 3-1 victors, man. 3-1 victors. Osherman. There's a clip that's doing the rounds on social. I didn't watch this game if I just saw the goals, but there's a clip doing the rounds on X, right? Or it was doing the round, should I say? You see Osherman, yeah, this brother don't play with him. Don't play with him. Don't play with him. Don't play with him. It's long. The way he was pressing in one of the clips, I can't say he was doing this all game, but in one of the clips, it was dumb. I don't think I've even seen strikers like that even do that. You know what? It reminded me of Mane. I don't know why. I've got this image, or I've got this kind of thing in my head about Mane and the way he pressed. I can't remember what game it was. I'm trying to remember. He followed everybody. Sorry, not Mane. Sorry, it was Mane. But also, remember this will be easier for everyone. Remember the Andrew Robertson. I think it was against Manchester City, but I could be wrong. Where he pressed. He just kept going, That's what Osherman was on, basically. Just so that people can kind of get what I was trying to say. But there is a Mane one that I am thinking about. But yeah, listen, Osherman, he's on smoke, man. He's really, really on smoke. And listen, Bodo Glimt, they weren't really popping like that. So, you know, I didn't really expect anything from them. But listen, Galatasaray, they're the kind of team I'm talking about who are probably sitting there thinking, yeah, man, we can big up Savage in the building. They're one of those teams that they're probably sitting there thinking, yeah, you know what? Maybe we can go through. Yeah, why not? Do you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely believe that they're probably sitting there thinking. I genuinely believe that. So, listen, let's wait and see, man. You got 4 home games, as I said. Win all those 4 home games, I feel like you're going to be through anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it will just kind of get you through. But we'll wait and see. Dortmund. You seen? I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Nemekia? Yeah, Nemekia. I don't know, man. Savage, help me out here, bro. Obviously the 1-4-2. You see his goal though? Yeah. The little touch. It wasn't even. He didn't even touch the ball. I don't think. No, he didn't touch the ball. It was some. I can't remember who it was. He was on the edge of the box, and someone's passed it to him square. Right. What the defender thought and what I thought was going to happen was he was going to take that touch of his right foot, which would have then put him inside because he was going to then, I don't know, play a pass or just to take the touch, maybe just to control the proceedings. He kind of faked, let the ball run across. The defender was gone. The defender said, yeah, you know what? I'm over there, bro. Like, that's where I need to be. Yeah, nah. It was long. Quick soul. He quickly sold him. Yeah, it was long. And then he just finished it. It was a bad boy finish. Absolute bad boy finish. But Dortmund were good in this game. Dortmund were good. Well, they were good. No, let me not say they weren't good. I was going to say that they were right, but they were good in this game. But they were also the finishing in some of these games was crazy. It was mad. It was mad. Listen, big up Fabio Silva as well, man. He's been someone who's been on a mad journey. Porto to Wolves. Then he went out on loan somewhere. Like, it's been crazy for him, man. Got himself a goal. At the end there. Could be weren't really about things. I can't even lie. But yeah, Dortmund for me, yeah, they'll be through to the next round. I can't see how they won't be, to be honest with you. I don't know what it is about the Champions League and Dortmund. They just seem like they're a bit of a different animal. I respect it though. I respect it. Next up, who's next? Inter Milan, man. Only saw the highlights of this against USG, so I didn't watch this game in full, so I couldn't really give you a proper rundown, so to speak, as to like how they were and all of this kind of stuff. But there was good goals in there. Some decent goals. Big up Esposito. Big up to him. I like him. I think he's a decent player. Young bull. I like him. But yeah, like I said, I didn't really watch this game like that. I just saw the goals. Laturo doing his thing. Inter Milan, I believe it's only Inter Milan and Arsenal who have not conceded in the Champions League thus far. We saw how that worked out for Inter last season. Obviously, I know they got slapped in the final, but like just up until the Barcelona game, they weren't conceding like that at all. They really weren't. So let's wait and see. Newcastle 3-0 victors against Benfica. Anthony Gordon is on smoke in the Champions League. And I'll be real, I've been very impressed with him this season. I've really liked Anthony Gordon this season. I can't lie. I think he's been brilliant. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the natural kind of order of things about, you kind of take your game to like that next level. Yeah, I think for him, that's what he needed to do. In my personal opinion, he needed to take his game up to that kind of next level. And he looked, I don't know, maybe it was because he got the hairband and that, and he thought, yo, now I'm gonna be Gordinho or so, I don't know. I don't know what he's on, but he's been on smoke, in my personal opinion. His performances have been good. Obviously, I know he got that red card against Liverpool and stuff like that, which will obviously be a blight on his kind of record. But he's been good this season, man. I've really enjoyed watching him this season. And yeah, I mean, adding the goals, the performances, playing sometimes off the left, off the right, through the middle. Do you know what I mean? He's proven himself to be quite a versatile individual. And like I said, it's just, obviously he's young, innit? So maybe it's just the maturity in his game that I'm seeing. So maybe that's what it is. Because he's always kind of a decent player anyway. I know some people don't really like him, but I think he's a quality player anyway. But you could kind of see he had that kind of naivety within his game. And that was always why, I always kind of looked at him and thought, kind of thing. Like, I don't know if he's really about that life, kind of thing. I don't know if I want him here at Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? But continue like this, I'm going to want you at Liverpool, broski. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to want you here. If you can continue like this, 100%. Yeah, 100%, Krishan. You are right. This should be plastered on the wall of every football fan. You do not define a player off of one moment. You can't. You can't define them like that. You can't, man. But now, listen, man. Big up to Newcastle. Again, yeah, I think they'll be comfortable in qualifying for the next round. They look like they'll be comfortable anyway. I think Anthony Gordon was saying about Jose Mourinho, what he said to him. I think he said something to him about, yeah, you were just too much. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, bro, he's playing really, really well. He's in a nice little rich reign of form. I like it. I like it, man. But yeah, Benfica, yeah, you need to pattern up. You really do. That's now, I think that's 2 losses from 3. It might even be 3 from 3. I'll check the table in a second. But yeah, you need to, yeah, you got a bit to go. Like I said, you're lucky that it doesn't matter at this stage. You've still got 5 games left where you can pick up points in about 4 of those and still be all right. But yeah, I've not been impressed. They lost to Karabog on the first game of the first match week as well. I ain't been impressed. Chelsea, 5-1 victors against Ajax. Let me just tell you right now, Ajax are shit. They are absolutely, and this is me not taking away from Chelsea, trying not to do that. Chelsea deserved the victory. They were brilliant in this game. They controlled the game. They were excellent attacking. Oh my days, it's Esteval. That's what I wanted to get to. See, Esteval, this brother is on a different level, bro. Forget his goal. I don't even care about the goal. I actually don't care. The goal was, yeah, it was calm. You see the way he plays, though? Yeah, I can see he's trying to bring that samba back to Brazil. He's trying to bring that. You know what I'm saying? We've missed that. We've got like Martinelli and all these other guys like Richarlison and all these fucking deadweights. Like, he's bringing that back. He looks like, okay, yeah, we might actually enjoy watching Brazil again. We can actually start enjoy like a little bit. They're getting there. They're building a team over there. I can see it with Brazil. They're building a team for that World Cup. It looks like it's going to be, do you know what I mean? But listen, he's a fantastic youngster, one of the best youngsters out there, in my personal opinion. Yeah, just brilliant, man. And yeah, like I said, Chelsea, they just controlled the game. Ajax are shit, though. They are so rubbish. Like, I don't think you guys even, they are so, just going, you know what? Everybody, like, I don't know who has Bet365 here. Usually Bet365, they'll show you, like, the Dutch games. Just watch Ajax here. They are rubbish. I think they are so rubbish. I don't know why I'm talking so quietly, but I felt like this would emphasize what I'm trying to emphasize what I'm trying to say. They are so rubbish. They are just so rubbish. Like, it's mad. But big up to Chelsea anyway, man. Like I said, you deserve the victory. You're brilliant in the game. It is what it is. This is the game I told you. And now this is people think this will be a bit of a weird one. Like, why would I care about Athletic Bilbao versus Karabakh? The only reason I cared is because Karabakh, like I said, they were going 3 for 3 at this point anyway. Then they scored first. And I was like, what? Like, are they trying it again? Are they actually trying it again? Like, seriously? Really? Is that what we're doing here? We're really trying again? Nah, don't try it. Don't try it, Karabakh. Don't try it. Then it went to 1-1. And it was 1-1 for a minute. It was 1-1 for a minute. Yeah. Athletic Bilbao, by the way, they deserve the victory. They blatantly did deserve the victory. Like, I'm not even gonna front. But yeah, I was a bit like, nah, if they go 3 for 3, they're through. I don't care what anyone, if they go 3 for 3, they're through. They're 100% going to be through to the next round. Even if they were to lose the next 4 games, I still believe that they'll go through. I still believed it. But then they lost. And they deserve to lose, in my personal opinion. Again, it was almost like Athletic Bilbao, they were playing at home as well. Crowd. You know what I mean? It was one of those, like, pressure was starting to tell within this game. So yeah, for me, yeah, they kind of just deserved it in the end. But Karabakh, they got some decent players, man. There's a few players that when a thing, yeah, when you might be out, I don't know, central London, or you don't even have to even be in a club. You just might be out and about, right? Just doing your thing. And the thing kind of catches your eye. But you know, when you didn't, like, you might be in Zara. Let's put it, yeah, you might be in Zara. You see a thing, I don't know, you might be walking through into the men's section. She's in the women's section over here, kind of thing. She's just picking up some of the dresses and some of the clothes, and she's looking at it. And you kind of catch your eye, and you're thinking, bro, who's that? But obviously, you just go about your business. You know what I mean? You just kind of do your thing. And then you're going to pay in that, and there's only some flipping reason in Zara there only ever seems to be one till, and it's always in the women's section. So you go into the women's section now to go and pay, and then she's there in the queue. And you're thinking, oh, yeah, she's actually pretty decent. That's what I'm looking at with Carabao with some of the players. Like, I'm like, bro, some of you players are actually kind of decent. You know what I mean? You caught my eye in the first Matchweek, I thought, yeah, whatever. Second Matchweek, the same kind of thing. Nah, I don't know. Third Matchweek, I still thought the same thing. I was like, okay, you guys have kind of got a few players. Can't really lie. I can't lie, haven't watched them as much. Are they worth watching? I can't remember who was that for, my bro. Who was that for? Yeah, who was that for, Krishan? Who was that for? Sorry. Was it for the last game? I can't remember. Big up, honestly, in the building, man. Hope you're blessed. Hope you're blessed. Hope you're blessed. Ajax is dead food. Also, none of their players are really Ajax type players. 2025 Veghorst as a straight. Yeah, bro, that's a madness. That is, bro. Like, bro, did you not see? Did you not see the Chelsea fans? I see the video. They were calling him. They were like, "You're just a shit, Andy Carroll." I was like, and then he turned around and he gave them a thumbs up. I was like, bro, you know they're calling you a shit like Andy Carroll. Maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know. Chelsea. Chelsea play good football, but they're quite inconsistent a bit. I don't know if it's because of like, you know, you got so many like Gittins and that, like, you know, you got so many players that it's. I'm not seeing a settled 11. So it's obviously Cole Palmer's now injured as well. So I'm not really seeing like a settled 11 with them like that. And like I said, they've had injuries. By the way, Reece James is, for me, the most complete fullback in world football. And I've said already that I think that Mendes is the best fullback, but Reece James is the most complete. It's that whole Harry Kane, Haaland thing. Kane being the most complete striker, Haaland being the best just striker, just like getting goals. Bro, Reece James is on a mad thing. I don't know what he's on, but he's just on a mad thing. But yeah, Chelsea, yeah, it's just a weird one. It's just a weird one. I like Chelsea. I like their players. I like the way that Maresca tries to get them to play and stuff like that. And when they can actually keep 11 players on the pitch, they are actually pretty decent, you know, kind of thing. So I think, you know what it is? Where you've got so many young players, I think with them, you just got to, as I know they spent a lot, and I know we don't like to always give people time, you actually just need to give them time. You actually just need to give them time. I think if you give them time, then yeah, they'll probably show, you know what I mean, what they're about. But yeah, man. All right, let's move on to the last few games. Who's next on this? Oh, jeez. I thought I put these lot last. Big up to Liverpool for getting a victory, stopping the rot. 5-1 against Frankfurt. Emphatic victory. That's what I will definitely say. They needed that victory. They really, really did. I know he made some changes, and listen, I listened to what everybody had to say last night. I turned off the game maybe in the 50th minute. Scraps, man, help me out. When did I was talking to Scraps at the time? Maybe halftime? Maybe halftime, but then maybe I tuned in for like the first 5 minutes of the second half. Yeah, because 45, 50. Yeah, I think I tuned into like 5 minutes of that second half, and yeah, I just changed. I was like, this is just shit. Like I don't want to watch Liverpool play. Like I'm not trying to see that. Liverpool won 5-1, and I still thought you were shit. I still thought you were dead. I still thought you was rubbish. I don't know what else to really say because I don't really want to go in on Liverpool like that. But I'm happy for Wirtz. I think just more for the doubters. I think more than any, I say doubters, but for more the people who were like getting on to Florian Wirtz and stuff like that. It was just good to put the numbers on the score sheet and stuff like that in terms of getting himself assists. Ekatike's goal was good. Set piece FC. Yeah, that was all kind of, that was really it, to be honest. But yeah, if we're talking about just in the general game, yeah. Like I said, I don't really want to go in on Liverpool like that because I know that it will just, I had my rant last night when I was chatting to my boy because it's so funny because we was watching the game together. And it's always interesting seeing it from someone who doesn't support the club as well. It's always interesting when they hear things from other people, whether it's good or bad, right? And then how they then view it. And he's someone obviously he's one of man's closest friends. So I respect his opinions. And like, it's just interesting hearing what he had to say, obviously, about when he saw the game in it, because I wanted to get his thoughts on how he kind of saw it, kind of thing. And even he was like, yeah, I mean, I think Frankfurt rested some players and stuff. Like, it wasn't even, I don't know if it was their strongest team. From what I kept hearing, it wasn't even their strongest team. They scored, obviously, the first goal. I mean, I watched like, all I'll say is this, right? I saw bare people getting gassed, and I know some of you were like, "Yo, like Liverpool, and all this, that, and the third." And first, Liverpool on 5-1. You're gonna be. Do you get what I'm saying? It made me realize, because maybe I didn't realize, and maybe I was, maybe I just wasn't seeing it from that kind of perspective. The way that everyone spoke about yesterday's game made me realize we must have been shitter than I actually thought. Like, we must have just been worse than I thought to think that that was good. Like, if you thought that was good, then yeah, we must have been really, really, really bad. Like, worse than I probably even saw it, because I did not think that that was good yesterday. I didn't look at any part of that game and think that was good. You know what was good? Was the goals. So the goals, i.e. the moments, they were good. Like them, corner, all of that, brilliant. I had no problem with those. But then, just in terms of watching the game, seeing how easy it was for Frankfurt to just, if Frankfurt just needed to be like Aston Villa level, I reckon they probably score about 3 or 4 goals in the game. And then we're looking at this game completely differently. Unfortunately, they're not. Well, not to say unfortunately, but fortunately for us, sorry, they're not of that level. Like, there was a picture I saw where you saw like Liverpool's midfield and Liverpool's attack. I started creasing. I was like, well, yeah, I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it. But like I said, Liverpool needed to stop the rot. They, like, you couldn't go 5 games and not have victory. That was the key takeaway from that game. Football was still shit. Players still not really doing anything special. It was nothing to be celebrated, in my personal opinion. The biggest thing was he had to get the victory. And the fact that he was able to obviously get some players some goals, throw inverts, obviously, those are the points that I took away, you know what I mean, from that game. So big up to Liverpool for that. Andy Robertson on having dominance of the ball. We control possession really well. I thought Curtis in the middle was outstanding. Him and Dom played a really good game. And Flo had a free role. What do you say here? And you just saw him grow and grow into the game. I thought he was outstanding. Those 3 really worked well and kept the ball well for us. Yeah, I'd expect us. You're playing against some Frankfurt B team. Go to yeah, no. I've said already. Excuse me. I said already. I said, yeah, I like. I told you lot from now, because you lot are hearing it. But yeah, I ain't watching Liverpool for heart's sake. Like, I'm not stopping my day. I'm not really gonna tune in. I'm actually gonna do what some people do, but I'm gonna rely on what the man them tell me. So the man them that I respect, you already know who you are. Obviously, the N, Savage, Jerry, everyone in the group chats. I mean, any ish, all these men. I'm just gonna listen to what you man say about the games now for a few games, because something I realized yesterday was like, I wouldn't force my son here to watch. I wouldn't force my son to do something that he doesn't like doing. Like, if you don't like doing it, bro, we'll just stop doing it, innit? Like, if he turned around and said, I take him to swimming, right? If he turned around and said, Daddy, I don't really like swimming. Like, I don't like it. I don't like the water. I don't like being wet. All of that stuff. I'll say, all right, cool. We're just not doing it. That's how I feel watching Liverpool. It's like, I enjoy football too much to watch what you're doing, because what you're doing isn't making me enjoy it. It just makes me moan. It makes me miserable. It's why you man would call me Megatron. Like, what's the point? It's dumb of me, right? If it'll be silly of me to continue doing something that I don't enjoy. Hence why I don't do the G's journal. I will come back to it, of course, later on. Maybe after the next international break, or maybe the Man City Real Madrid games. There'll be 2 good games to maybe analyze. But yeah, just in general, I don't even enjoy watching the team or nothing about the team. Yeah. So in my head, I'm like, it's silly of me to just keep coming on here on streams and just moaning, because that's all I'll ever end up doing. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like I'm just gonna keep moaning, and that's just dumb. Like in my head anyway. I know some content creators, they make a living off stuff like that, and that's fairs to them. Big up to them. You know what I mean? Because they're doing their thing. But for me, it just doesn't make any sense. So I'd rather just not do that. Do you get what I'm saying? I'd rather just, yeah, let's just shift that to the side. And so I'll just tune into Enz's streams and listen to what he has to say. Savage watch-alongs. I'll just kind of gauge it from there, like every now and again. But yeah, I prefer to just watch someone else for a little while because yeah, it's just, you know, when I need a break. I just need a break. I actually need a break. Much better controlling the game though. No, fairs. I don't care. It's not my fault they put that team out. Not my fault they got smoked 5-1 by LFC and by Atletico Madrid. We won the game. Hope we can build on this for Saturday. Yeah, no, definitely not Liverpool's fault. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not nothing to do with Liverpool. Big up Andre in the building, as he said. Now make sure you smash a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I've been saying it for a few weeks that our games are like basketball games, end to end. I've come in the team, and in my mind was what I want in the team to play through. I can dominate the game if I've got the ball a load. Dom next to me, who's comfortable as well. We pressed these men. They kept playing the ball out play. Apart from the goal they scored, they haven't done barely anything. Correct. We've been so bad that a routine versus Frankfurt with decent passing and a competent performance, people are blown away. I get it because the fans were starving. That was the best they've played. Yeah. This is what I'm saying, Savage. This is what I'm saying. That's why I was like I was so shocked. Like, you know, when I was genuinely shocked because I was like, right, like you, this is good. Like, you know, but like, and I think I wasn't even trying to be funny. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny because that's just silly. But yeah, in my mind, I was just like, that's like, this is what we're gassed about. This, what this? Like, has it been that bad? Again, clearly, it's one of those. It's just one of those. And again, like I said, big up to Liverpool because, like I said, you needed to get the victory. You had to get the victory. So I'm happy that you got the victory, and it's one of those. But yeah, like I said, I'm good. I just want to jump on, like I said, Savage. I just want to jump on the streams now. I just want to have fun now. I just want to have fun. I just want to chill. I just want to, yeah, like I'm kind of tired of it all. Like I'm really just tired of all of that. Yeah, good morning to you, Liz. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Yeah, follow. Yeah. That's what I'm on that now. I'm on that now. A few things have happened, and I was just like, bro, like, you know, being this miserable about football and about your team, it doesn't make sense because it's never ever that deep. So why are you continuing? You're probably the dumb. Like, in my mind, I'm like, well, you're the dumb one, i.e. me, for continuing that. So I said, yeah, just leave that. About to attack that Savage, but we was good. I'm happy we won on to Brentford. Listen, great that we won. Great that we won. But yeah, like I said, I won't be watching that Brentford game. I'll watch the highlights. So yeah, I'll be relying on what you guys in the chat have to say in regards to that. I'll be back for the Premier League roundup show anyway, so we can chop it up. Would you at least watch the? Yeah. So I already said I think it's Villa, Madrid City. I'll be back to watch those games in full. The other ones I'm not watching. Like I said, I just need a break. Remember when I said Hecky over Isak sounded wild at the time, but I wasn't trying to be obscene. I watched the Bundesliga and I've observed our bum ass Gaffer's tactics, so I knew. Yeah. You know, I will give it to you. Excuse me. You, Jerry, Ram. Can't remember who else. I want to say Ends, but I don't know if no, because Ends really wanted Isak. So I'm going to say you three for now. I'm going to say you three for now. You were the only ones who kind of spoke about Ekitike in the way you spoke about him. It made me start thinking like, brother, these men all like I started looking at you man sideways when it came to that. I can't even lie. I will not lie. I was like, I don't know. I'm here to hold my hands up and say I apologize. I 100% apologize to all three of you and anybody else who kind of had this thought process about Ekitike. Anybody else who thought that, I apologize to each and every single one of you because I don't even want to see Isak play right now. I don't. Like, it has to just be Ekitike. And don't get twisted. Prior to his goal, he did nothing. Nothing in the game. Like, I forgot him and Isak. We didn't even need strikers before Ekitike scored. We didn't need a striker because both of them were doing nothing in the game. But it was just after the goal anyway. It was how Ekitike was kind of playing, the stuff that he was kind of doing. I was like, okay, yeah, maybe Isak got to just sit on the bench. But I don't know what he's going to do for Brentford. we'll have to wait and see. They missed 3 players that they subbed on and they didn't do nothing. Yeah, I mean, who would when you're 4-5-1 down? You know, it's going to be a bit difficult to kind of do anything really. Isak is giving me Torres at Chelsea vibes. For 130 million, he better not give me Torres at Chelsea vibes. I'll tell you for free. Should have been routine like Bologna last season. No hype. Yeah, literally that. Literally that, Savage. That's what I thought that's what I was going to hear. Because I was listening to Enzo's call and I had it in my headphones. I was out and about. Yeah, but I was listening and I was like, the way I heard some of the callers, I was like, right, okay, fairs. Like, fairs. Since joining Liverpool, Virgil van Dijk has scored 26 headed goals across all competitions. That's mad because that's actually a really low number. It's actually a really low number. I don't trust to keep the 4-4-2. He might put out Salah and he might put McAllister and Salah back in the team. Savage made me like, okay, Ekatike is him after one back office video. Oh, okay, say no more. No apologies needed. They ain't like you shut me down. Just no. It wasn't like I was shutting you. I wouldn't shut you down. Not you anyway. Like someone else, I definitely would have. But you, no, I would never do that. But I was like, I don't know, like obviously because of Isak, innit? Like that was my thinking was, bro, if we get Isak and I put too, you know what it is, Savage? I put too much faith and trust in the manager. I think that's what it was. I thought the manager, when he got Isak in, we were going to play a certain way that would allow for Isak to do his thing, but we didn't. Ekatike, I apologize to you, and you are the guy, and you have to play. And I said this the other day about, I don't know what it is this season, but these 2 lanky strikers, him, Volta Made is like, I like watching him play. But he's in the Ekatike mode, both of them. I like watching them play. Really, really good players, right? Good link-up play, good touches on the ball, finishing abilities there. Like, and they just look like players like everything's a bit too cool for them. Like everything's just like, yeah, man, I'm just here. I'm just vibing. They're kind of like hippies. That's what it reminds me of, just like hippies. But let's move on. Let's move on before we wrap up. Obviously, we had Sporting. I was very disappointed in Marseille in this game. Very, very, very disappointed. Not as much as I was Napoli, because obviously Napoli got absolutely slapped, but disappointed in a sense of, I expect you to win these games. If you are a good team, you play brilliant football, but you need to be winning these kind of games. Sporting, I get it. You're away from home and all that, blah, blah, blah. You have to be winning these games, though. You have to. I'm sorry. You have to be winning these type of matches. It can't be, it just can't be that. It just really can't be that. So, yeah, I was very, very disappointed in Marseille in this game. But listen, big up to Sporting Lisbon for getting the victory in this match. And yeah, I think this was Spurs Monaco. This is quite boring. This is very, very boring. Spurs, another draw. This was nothing really to shout home about, to be honest with you. Atalanta was the same thing in their game, and Papos as well. Nothing really in those kind of 3 games, 0-0, boring games, nothing to really speak about, man. Nothing to really speak about. But let's get into the table, man. Let's show everybody and make that bigger for you guys. Hopefully you can see it. Any questions? Don't worry, Ibrahim. I have seen your question. Any questions? Listen, put them in the chat. I will answer them before we head on out of here. This is the table. This is the table. So did you get what I was trying to say before, people? Look at, so obviously you got the top. I'm not going to read it all out. You guys got eyes. You can. I'm not going to patronize you by reading this out, but you look at Liverpool, for example, right, who are sitting in 10th, Barcelona in there, Chelsea in there, Atletico Madrid in there as well, and they've only got 3 points from 3 games. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's in the knockout playoffs. Like, up to look at the Union SG. Obviously, this is only the first 3 games, right? But you look at that and you think, oh, right, Napoli just got slapped 6-2 by PSV, and they're in the playoffs still. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, anything can happen. And to be honest, Benfica are 1 win away from, I mean, they're on -5 goal difference. If Union SG lose their next game and Benfica win, they all of a sudden, they swap places. And you're talking about a whole 9-place swing. Like, that's crazy. So, yeah, man. I think, look, obviously, it's the early part. It's only 3 games in. But, yeah, I think, like I said, the most impressive thing on this list is look at Inter Milan, look at Arsenal. No goals conceded. Both scored 8 and 9 goals. Madrid have only conceded 1. City have only conceded 2. Bayern Munich 2. PSG 3. In fact, take out Borussia Dortmund because they conceded 7. But everyone else, brilliant defensively so far. Tottenham only conceded 2, to be fair. Liverpool 4, Chelsea 4. Who scored the most goals? PSG, obviously. Bayern Munich. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I think it's crazy though. If I looked at the elimination teams, it actually looks kind of about right, if I'm being honest with you. Ajax, they're definitely getting relegated. Benfica, Kairat, Olympiacos, maybe. Copenhagen, Villarreal, Leverkusen, maybe. Paphos, Slavia Prague, Monaco, maybe. Juve, maybe. Swap them with maybe a few teams in that playoff knockout kind of thing. Like, but then even then, I'm saying that, but we know things can change very, very quickly. We know things can change very, very quickly. So yeah, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But listen, look, it's only 3 games, so nothing really to necessarily write home about at this moment in time. So yeah, we'll just wait and see. We'll just wait and see, man. But listen, like I said, man, hold tight the 3-point collectors. I will be back for the match day 4, of course. Yeah, match day 4. I can't remember that. I'm sure it's next week. If it's not next week, it must be the week after then. It must be the week after. Gee, do you think Liverpool win on Saturday? No. No. I do not think they will win the game. I saw some snippets of quotes of what Slot was saying about why he felt the team, like what was different from this game to the other games. And I was like, yeah, that's peak, because your next game is going to be one of the main problems that you've had this season. Liverpool obviously can win the game. Of course they can. They've blatantly got the quality to do so. So I'd be stupid to think that they couldn't win the game. I just don't think they will. To be honest with you. Liz, what did she say? There's nothing wrong. No, I'm not. No, there's nothing wrong. But I like hippies. I know quite a few from my time when I was younger. There was like a couple that lived in my block of the block of flats that I used to live in. They were like that. Yeah, no, they're cool. Like they were super cool. Don't get twisted. Smoked a lot, but they were so cool. So they used to give me food, and yo, they were blessed. Big up AR, big up Mister. No, that's all good, bro. It's all good. Don't be fooled. I will be back. I obviously tomorrow morning. I've got the GTA or G talks about. I have got that scheduled. So with that, what it is just, it's a bit like it's just, you could call it a live Q&A. I will have a few topics to talk about. Like, so looking at some of the Twitter takes that I've seen in the last couple of weeks, football fans, and maybe a couple other bits. But again, it's really, we can talk anything, guys. So football, life, anything you want to ask me, that's the stream to do it in. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it tomorrow morning. I'm going to leave it scheduled for now, just until I figure out how my day is going to be looking tomorrow. If I don't, obviously next week is half term. So next week, I'll likely do it on the Monday morning. I think, if I'm able to get it done. So it'll probably be Monday morning, potentially, obviously, depending on the Premier League Roundup show. If not Monday morning, then just Tuesday morning. Because then the rest of the week, because it's half term, I'm going to be busy. So I'm just trying to figure out everything. Because yeah, my weekend is just my next few days is just a little bit busy. So yeah, if I can do it tomorrow morning, I will do it. I will generally do it at 10 a.m. normal time. But if not, then yeah, like I said, we'll try and get it done another time. So yeah, don't worry, man. But that's, like I said, that will be it's tomorrow. Yeah, that will be, ask whatever you want to ask. We'll just chat about it. If the guys are free as well, of course, I'll shout the guys and see if they're available. But yes, I just need to even still figure out when I'm going to be available. So I haven't told the guys or asked them if they're going to be free. But yeah, we'll sort it out. We'll sort it out. And also as well, let me put it in the chat. Hurry up, man. Yeah. Like I say, video, the untold story of Cell from Dragon Ball Z. I've got all of them stories out over the weekend. I will also have the One Piece episode 3 and 4 So I'm going to be recording those today and editing that for you guys. That's over on my other channel, Keeping It GTV. If you guys can obviously just subscribe, like it. That's just where I talk a lot of anime, cartoons, life, all of that kind of stuff. I'm going to be focusing quite a bit on that channel as well on the over the next few weeks. So yeah, you can talk, Palace. Talk, do whatever you want to do. We can talk whatever you want to talk. Like I said, this is where I'm going to give the floor to everybody else. You can ask whatever questions you want to ask. You can say what you want to say. It's going to be unfiltered. I mean, I'm unfiltered anyway, to be fair. I don't really care. But yeah, we'll keep it like that anyway. And then I'll try to keep bringing you guys that over the next few weeks, where it's just a place where we can just chill a bit. You know what I mean? Where we don't keep it so football oriented too much, but we can have that element of football I mean, on there as well. Question G, how are you making them Pokemon National Geographic type videos? Bruv, listen, if it was me, trust me, with the I don't know if Savage, I don't know if you've seen them, the geographical things. Like, I don't know, recently in the last couple of days, I've just been seeing it pop up on my timeline quite a lot. And I was like, bruv, what is this? I said, this looks sick. This looks sick. So yeah, listen, look, if that was me, don't get twisted though. I will say this. I'm definitely creating a faceless YouTube account. So you're not going to know what it is, and I'm never going to tell you. So if you see something pop up, you'll know I've changed. There'll be signs. You'll know when, if that channel was to do well, right? If that channel was to do well, you'll know, because I'll be moving different on streams. I'll have a whole different setup behind me. There'll be a green screen, brother. It'll be different. You'll just know. You'll just know. There'll be signs, man. There'll be signs. So it's just one of them. Raji remembers the hippies from back in the 80s. Nah, but obviously they were kind of. First of all, I'm a 91 baby. First and foremost, let's get that out there. Do you know what I mean? No, you ain't gonna tarnish my name. Do you know what I mean? I'm not old. But nah, obviously they were still there, innit? So, and the block that I used to live in, it's like it was an old block. So yeah, they had been living there longer than we had moved. We moved in there in 95. No, because I would have only been 4. So in 96, I think we moved there, because I used to live in northwest London. Then we moved to technically still northwest London, but on the border of northwest and west London. And yeah, they were still there, man. They were still there doing their thing. Saying, bro, I think it'll be a draw. Brentford are so organized in a well-drilled team. Likely won't leave much space in behind with strong physical defenders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hope we don't change to the old tactics for the weekend. I don't even care. Liverpool will just do what Liverpool do. So love for that. Yes, but I'm gonna restart, because I'm also gonna do on my other channel alongside one. So basically, what I've got is it's actually quite a lot, and I'm even trying to figure out when am I gonna have time to kind of do all of this. But what I'm trying to do is have Black Clover and One Piece. I'm starting off with those two first, purely because of just time and all of that kind of stuff. Dan, if I can fit that in to the schedule, I will also do that as well, because that's definitely on my list. Bleach was or is on my list, but I'm also trying to get some different ones as well. But obviously, I've got One Piece, which is over 1,000 episodes, and it's all mad anyway. So what I might even have to do then is maybe change it. So instead of doing 2 episodes on the weekend for One Piece, it might just have to be 1 episode of One Piece, then 1 episode of this, and then every day, hopefully, what the plan is, almost every day or every other day, have something going on that other channel, whether it's an untold story, whether it's whatever, just have something kind of going on, kind of thing. But obviously, I've got to go just try and, what I mean, just kind of schedule it properly. So yeah, I've just been writing down a few notes. So once I kind of get that all sorted out, then yeah, I'll be definitely doing Dan. But yeah, it's definitely on my list. It's popped up too many times on my thing. They are incredible. If you sign up to the guy's Patreon, he shows you how to do it, etc. Code say no more, say no. What's that for? What's that for, Savage? Can't remember. Sorry, I probably missed that bit. What's that for? G will pop up with a Rolex on stream, moving like flow. Yeah, bro. You'll just see me in, like, I don't even have them here, man. Like during my my I've got money phase. I don't know how else to say it. Hold on one sec. Yeah, during my phase of yeah, that period of my life where I was splashing cash like there was no tomorrow, going on holidays, Dubai, Milan, Paris, Egypt, and all these kind of things, right? Yeah, I would have like that's the kind of stuff I would have been doing. I will go back to that. You like I said, there will be signs, bro. There will be signs. There will be signs, bro. There will be signs. Slots basically exposed his tactics in his own press conferences. Yeah, Dan is absolutely insane, very entertaining. Say no more. I'm going to take your word for it. Yeah? I'm going to take your word for it. I still have to finish watching Seven Deadly Sins. Ooh, that's a good one. Oh, Pokemon. Oh, he shows you how you do. Okay, say no more. Say no more. Yeah, I've seen people show us who the person is. So I'm like I said, I'm going to go and watch that today. In fact, I'm going to watch that now. I'm going to go watch that now, actually. Sav, you think if we play like we did yesterday, we'd beat Brentford? Yeah. All right, peeps. Let me wrap it up here. I'll wrap it up here. As I said, guys, please, if you can, head on over to Keeping It GTV. Put it in there again, just in case you missed it. Yeah, if you can go over there, just subscribe to the channel. We've now finally passed 100 subscribers. I just saw that today. I don't know who it was, but big up to whoever that 100th subscriber was. Thank you very much. But yeah, I want to grow that channel. I want to grow that channel because that channel is a bit more. Yeah, we can just chill over there, man. We can have a bit more fun, man. You know what I mean? Streaming's just become a bit too much. Like it's just too boring, bro. Like it's just boring. Same conversation, same thing. Just bored of it. I'm so bored of it. But that's why I like fucking with you guys in the chat, man. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for you guys, I promise you, I probably just pack it in terms of the football streaming and stuff because yeah, and I'll just do what Jerry's doing, which is I'll just jump on people's streams and just kind of go from there. But now we'll keep going with that. But yeah, I am really going to focus on the other channel and just try and, just build it up and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys enjoy the videos. Even if you don't enjoy the videos, you can put thumbs down. I don't really care, but just make sure you head on over there and subscribe. And 100, bro, I would stream. You know what? I'll be in Bali. You know when you see the baddies in Bali and they got the food table and they're in the swimming pool and that, bro, I'll be doing the same. I'll get the camera set up. I'll get the whole thing just set up. I have the light coming from there. It'll be like watching a real housewives of whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you'll just see me just chilling. Do you know what I'm saying? I'll just be there, just swimming in the pool. Be like, hey guys, what's going on? Did you get what I mean? So yeah, man, we'll wait and see. Big up, man. Big up, Hakeem. Much love and appreciation. But yeah, like I said, it will take you. This video will be redirected to the GTA. But like I said, just stay tuned. I'm not gonna delete it because usually I'll just delete it and just kind of leave it. I'll leave it up. It'll either be tomorrow. Yeah, so either tomorrow, Saturday morning, potentially. Basically, between tomorrow and Tuesday, this stream will happen. Guaranteed 100%. So just stay locked in, stay tuned, and I'll catch you guys real soon. Big up to everybody who's been in the chat. Much love and appreciation. Go and watch, go and chill out for the rest of the day. It's a Friday. We're coming up to the weekend. This weekend, I'm out. So it's going to be some fun. So yeah, man, hope you guys have a good weekend, and I'll catch you guys soon, man.